Good morning, all. This meeting is about Grafana and Prometheus solution we proposed to one of the client. And requirement was like on Unity CDP, it is one of the customer data platform having all the customer information, order item information. And we have set up number of integration where it is bringing data. It could be customer order opt-in, many transaction you can say it is ingesting to CDP. Along with voice integration, yeah, scripting, where in Unity you can set up a data warehouse job, ingest job, export job, campaign, and many more things you can do. We can ingest data to Unity by REST API. Yeah, you can use ingest process which is kinds of file based. What was the requirement here when those jobs was running? It it requires monitoring. So just say you set up more than 400 jobs. It is difficult going all the time checking what all processed, what all failed, what all running. In this requirement, what they ask us to do to set up some dashboard where we can monitor everything in one place. And if there is any issue, uh, make sure it is sending notification to the client. This was the requirement. All they are looking to capture jobs information from Unity and and uh, so so the full dashboard to client. And if anything, set up alerting. And in as part of requirement, we have got a three segment. One is build plus action responses. These are the process area you can say where number of jobs running for one of the process. Similarly, action they have number of jobs, responses number of jobs. To get the status from Unity, we need to make two API calls, and generally, when once we receive this is two-legged process. So once you receive the response from one API, you need to apply certain parameter to REST API, and then we get the final response. In the final response, we can get number of lines ingested, yeah, whether it is passed, succeeded, failed, running. It will give you all the status along with what file ingested, job status, whether it is okay, KO, warning, and and this is for setting up alerting. So, we propose Grafana and Prometheus solution on OCI. So just to go in little details, what is Grafana, what is OCI analytic? So when we say Grafana, yeah, OCI analytic, you can pick any of them. Both you can use for dashboard and visualization. Prometheus is for matrix collection and time series data storage. In OCI, generally, if you know about OCI logging, you can enable audit log, custom log. Yeah, if there is REST API, you can set up connector. So in OCI also, they have given number of options. Grafana also you can use here. Like in this use case for the dashboard, we have used Grafana. You can pick anyone. Most of the time, you need to spend it here for writing scripting, where it can make two-legged connection and give you the details. And once if your API setup, like for me, these are the three areas: action, responses, build plus. So I separately set up three different API where it will make it will request, it will make one call, and beside it is making two calls and returning the response. And once API setup, you can set up mattress for Prometheus. And this mattress matters like what exactly you want to display. I will talk in more details once I will show the script. To set up this Grafana Prometheus, you need hosting platform. We have your OCI compute instance, which is a kinds of Linux machine. And for sending email, you need to have a SMTP configuration. We have huge alert delivery in OCI. And these are the implementation step, how you can set up. Like to set up Grafana, you can go to OCI Marketplace and you can configure. Once you configure, you will get compute instance and Prometheus. You need to install. This is one step process. And to set up dashboard, you need to use Prometheus query language. Email alerting, this is just a configuration in OCI. Once it is configured, you can use it in Grafana. Costing is Grafana is free. Prometheus is also free. Compute instance, there is little charges based on the shape OCPU you are going to uh, utilize. There was little challenges for OCI analytic, like once we set up a script, we need to post those logs to OCI logging, and we just don't want to write one more script for sending data to OCI logging. Instead, we can send those data to Prometheus, and Prometheus will display all the data to Grafana. And if you look at this is the architecture diagram we have followed, like we have number of API. Tomorrow it could be any of the section, like from three section, you could have number of end system to make API call, gather response, and this Prometheus will have a scrap time interval and endpoint time interval. So once you define those time interval, every like I said, it is time series data collection where it will call your API, give the response, and once you consume this Prometheus connection in Grafana, it will give you all sort of data where you can set up dashboard. So this is all for this is what this is the architecture diagram. Now just let me show you. If you go to compute instance, um, let me relog in. And here you can see we have all the file. This is REST API, and this is for mattress. So I can show you mattress what it is. So here you can see we are making three API call for getting response. And this is one important thing I just want to highlight here. Uh, like here you can say the matrices. I want to know the status of all the jobs, whether it is running, pending. I need metadata my mattress to set up some metadata information. This is my core required information where we need to display all the job ID, job name, job type, status, source, start time, end time, all the output I need to respond. And one thing here I keep this will return generally whatever you are going to configure, it will give you the final response will be number to Prometheus. So make sure when you are sending output, like for me, if I can check this dashboard, I'm setting epoch start time. So this start time, why I'm setting, because I want to pick only those jobs which started 3 hours back, yeah, 2 hours back. So whatever window we are going to select based on this start time, I can easily filter the number of running jobs, number of completed jobs. If you don't set this return type, it will it will difficult to take it from label. So that's why make sure you are setting in the response, and then you can do the calculation. So I have set up here number of um, matrices which we I have used it in Grafana. And one more thing, let me come out. If you go here, you can see YAML file. In this YAML file, you can set up like which API you are calling. Like I'm calling three API. One is this, and another is this, and third is this. Make sure your API is up and running. And a scrapped interval, like every 20 minutes I'm calling. So I'm storing data of 20 minutes. But generally, people used to keep 2 minutes, 5 minutes. So they will have real time, near real time data information. And scrap in timeout while making API call, how long this will wait. It like for me, it will, since it is two-step process, so it might take time. I get given 2 minutes to wait. Generally, I can get in 30 seconds, 10 seconds, but for the safer side, I just given 2 minutes. Now coming to, let me show you the dashboard in Grafana. So if I go to dashboard, this is what I set up, CDB Unity plot, and I will show you how it is going to look. So this is how it will look. And you can say this is alert and health panel. This will, um, if there is any failure, we can see the data here. And if there is failure, like for, you can see number of panels, separate panels, like this is also one panels. So based on your requirement, you can set up number of panels. For me, I just want to display build plus action responses. Like in last 6 hours, you can see we got 6 running in build plus, 2 action, and 3 in responses. Similarly, you can set up uh, uh, number of panels here, and this is for notification alerting if in case anything, like if I can take last 15 minutes, no data you can see here. If I take last 3 hours, you could see very less data. Last 12 hours, these are the data. You can see one running completed. And you can set up number of things like job distribution by type. Like I said, once you written the matrices, you have option to set up number of things, number of way you can display. Like if you say, like if I, let me take this matrix. So if I take this one, table and table view, you can say every 20 minutes I have the data here. 11, I guess there is some, it is still running. And last uh, 1 hour I can give. And this point it is started, and unexpected error. This is the current time. So what I am trying to say here, every 40 minutes, we are like for me, every 20 minutes I'm um, getting the data here. Um, this is the start time. So here you can 49, 15, 90. Uh, Maybe this is not in order. So if you see here 45, 30, 30, I mean, if you can order, all I'm saying like if I define step time 20 minutes, every 20 minutes this call will happen and we will get the response. Let me discuss. So you can do number of things here. So uh, like you can set up number of panels. So as part of requirement, we had to display build plus max and responses jobs information to Grafana. This is how we set up. So this is all for today. I will catch up tomorrow with some new topic. Bye bye.